If goals are crushing your spirit instead of strengthening your creativity, something's off. Most artists don't need more discipline. They need alignment. Let me break that down. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast, where artists of all kinds come to fuel their passion, sharpen their skills, and thrive in their creative lives. I'm your host, Lara life and creativity coach and fellow artist, here to support you on your artistic journey. Whether you're a performer, writer, visual artist, or any kind of artist, this is the space for real talk, practical advice, and inspiring stories. Subscribe and join us each week for more inspiration and actionable insights to fuel your artistry. Let's dive in and get inspired. Welcome back to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. I'm Lara life and creativity coach for all of you dancers, actors, singers, creative souls, makers, writers, visual artists, filmmakers who are navigating a world that never seems to slow down. So today we're talking about how to set goals without crushing your soul, because too many artists set goals that actually are punishing them instead of supporting them. If your goals have ever made you feel smaller instead of stronger, this episode is going to feel like relief, a breath of fresh air. Before we dive in, I want to tell you about something close to my heart. My book, Audacious, Artistry, Reclaim Your Creative Identity and Thrive in a Saturated World, is coming out officially February 26, and it is written for artists just like you. Artists who may be feeling drowned out in this noisy world. Artists may be questioning their worth some weeks, some days. Artists navigating rejection, comparison, and the noise of a world that asks you to constantly prove yourself. This book is a grounding place, a psychological, creative, and identity-rooted guide to finding your creative voice in this saturated world. And if you've been craving something deeper, something that speaks to the soul of you and your artistry, you can pre-order it now at larabiancapilcher.com/book. And guess what? Pre-orders are very important. As an author, speaking to fellow artists, let me tell you that it would mean the world to me for you to pre-order. All right, let's get into today's conversation. Now, every December or January or birthday month, a lot of artists sit down and try to get serious. You pull out a notebook, you list auditions, projects, deadlines, word counts, classes, portfolio updates maybe, and somewhere between the line 4 and line 12, you feel yourself kind of tightening and the anxiety rising, and, actors might start writing goals that sound more like punishment. I will do this many things a week in order to finally break through, or dancers set goals that belong to a version of themselves from 10 years ago, eating lettuce sleeves and thinking I will lose this weight in order to be the artist I deserve to be. Or writers set goals that ignore their nervous system and what you need to actually create. Or visual artists setting goals based on Instagram's pace and not their own. And the truth is that you need to hear is artists don't abandon their goals. Their goals abandon them because the goals were never aligned with the person creating them. And you don't need harsher goals. Your goals actually belong to you. You need goals that belong to your artist's soul. And I want to break that down. Psychology tells us that the brain resists anything that threatens identity, meaning when a goal is rooted in fear of being forgotten, fear of falling behind, fear of not being enough, your system actually goes into shutdown. And when a goal is rooted in identity, your system, as in who you are, your body, that anxiety level, it opens up. For example, a dancer aiming for perfection feels pressure instead. And there's exceptions to every rule, but bear with. A dancer aiming for strength and joy in movement again, instead of perfection, is going to feel possibility. Or another example might be a writer aiming for publishing 2 books this year will feel dread, but a writer aiming for finishing one idea that feels meaningful feels clarity. And that might look like, okay, I'm going to do the outline of my book, and instead of worrying about finishing it as my goal, I'm going to focus on the clarity and the meaning of what it is that I really want to say. So put that in your context, because the bold truth I want you to hear is that pressure creates panic, but alignment creates longevity in your creativity. And artists, we don't need more panic. We have enough of that in our world, just being artists. We need longevity. And when you set a goal that works with your nervous system, that fight, flight, faint, fawn, freeze, that system in you, when it works with it, not against it, you return to your art instead of running from it. You stop procrastinating and you show up because it's achievable and energizing and invigorating. So, my friends, if this is resonating, I want to invite you into something that pairs beautifully with today's episode at this time of year. It's my free 30-minute coaching video called The Artist Momentum Reset, and it's got a name called Stop Begging for Scraps. And you might go, I'm not doing that. Well, bear with. It's a gentle private masterclass that you can watch in your own time. No cameras, no call with me, no pressure, just you, your notebook, some time. Inside, I walk you through why artists stay stuck in cycles of striving, and how to break free from pressure-based goals, and how to rebuild real momentum from identity instead of insecurity. And if you've been feeling overwhelmed, behind, or just lost in noise or comparison, this masterclass will feel like a breath of fresh air. You can download it totally free at larabiancapilcher.com/masterclass. Now let's bring this home with a reframe. Here is what I want you to hear. A goal is not a measure of your worth. It's a conversation with your future self. Mic drop. I'm going to say it again in case you were dreaming, which I do a lot as an artist. A goal is not a measure of your worth. It's a conversation with your future self. And that conversation should feel like a partnership, not self-punishment. This is what I do as a coach, helping you actually work out what you really want. And that conversation should never feel like a punishment. Aligned goals take into account your season of life, your artistic rhythm, your life load, your nervous system, your personality, your identity, your creative long game. So one of my coaching clients, a singer, raising a family while working a day job, kept setting goals that she would have set when she was 22. And every year felt like failure for her. Not because she lacked talent, but because the goals weren't honest to the life and the season that she is in right now. And when she finally set an aligned goal, one meaningful project a quarter was her thing, her creativity flowed again at a pace that was right for her and actually made her more productive than when she was 22. Your creativity can't thrive in goals that suffocate you, but it thrives in goals that tell you the truth about your season. Because you're not behind, you are on a journey. You are unfolding. You are becoming who you are always meant to be when you align with these truths. So the Creative Spark Challenge this week that I give you in every episode is choose one goal for next month that feels honest, not impressive. If your body sighs, yes, that's your direction. Thank you for being here, for showing up even in the messiness of life. I come out with new episodes every Tuesday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you are following the show on the platform you're on, Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist, so you never miss an episode. And also, if you're in a relationship or a marriage, I have another podcast called Marriage, Intimacy and Healing that I do with my husband, Andrew. And if you're navigating partnership or marriage alongside your creative life, it is a beautiful coaching podcast for you, all about restoring marriages. We talk about connection, stress, the nervous system, and how to stay close to each other when life's full. And if you want a companion for the marriage side and the relational side of your creative life, come along with us there. Both our marriage restoration program and our artist restoration program are part of Creative Restoration International, the not-for-profit we now direct. And if supporting meaningful work means something to you, head to creativerestorationinternational.com and you can donate to support this so we can keep showing up. We would love for you and invite you to become one of our monthly restoration partners. Head to @LaraBiancaPilcher on social media, whatever platform you're on. I'm usually there, -1, intentionally, because can't do it all. And remember, as always, I'm with you on the journey, friends, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss an inspiring conversation or actionable insight. You can read the show notes and learn more at larabiancapilcher.com. And be sure to share this episode with fellow artists who could use a little extra inspiration. Until next time, keep creating, stay audacious, and remember, your artistry matters.